everyone. We are in Port Talbot, Wales, and we're heading to Margam Castle. Brandy has the history and the activity for us.
Margam Castle was constructed in 1830 by Christopher Talbot. Now, Christopher Talbot was one of the founding fathers of Port Talbot. In 1890, Christopher died of pneumonia within the castle. Now, during World War II, American troops stayed at the castle, and they reported strange paranormal activity back then.
Wow.
Our client's name is Garat, and he's had quite a few experiences of his own at the castle. He really wants proof of what it is that he's been experiencing, as well as many others at Margam Castle.
All right, well, I think we're coming up on it now. Hey.
Hi guys, all right,
How are
how are
ya?
you? I'm Gay Ryan.
Hi,
Bro.
nice to meet you.
Welcome to Margam Castle. Do you want to come in?
Sure, absolutely.
I called GHI to Margam Castle to verify the happenings that we've had in the 20 years that I've been here. Okay guys, I'll tell you something about the building that we're in now. It was built in 1830 by the Talbot family. It would have been a very lavish house. Obviously, Mr. Talbot had lots of money. So if you want to follow me through.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, guys, this is the tapestry room. We've seen figures walking across, doors closing, strange noises. Some of them we can't explain. We believe that's Mr. Talbot.
The most impressive thing I've ever seen in Margam was Christopher Talbot in the tapestry bedroom. He was quite stiff walking. He walked past me when I was on the computer one day when I was writing a book.
In this room, one of the most unusual things we've had are actually light shooting across the ceiling, like a comet with a tail. Then also red and green lights flickering. Do you want to follow me through the yellow room? This would have been Emily Charlotte's room. She was Mr. Talbot's daughter. We know that she actually died in this room. Where you see the corridors where there are actually alcoves, especially that one, some people have seen a woman go past there.
The scariest experience I've had here was in the yellow room. Sitting there and had my hands on the table, and it went very cold, and then I felt it wasn't a draft, it was like material of somebody's dress being moved right across the back of my hand. And I actually jumped up from the table.
There are stories of a white lady in the grounds of Margam Castle. We always call her Lady Charlotte. Members of the public have seen her up here. I've seen her on numerous occasions.
You'd see a shadow in front of you, and as if there was somebody standing behind you with the way the sun was directed, and you turn around and there was nobody there.
Okay, this is the chapter house, guys. Monks have actually been seen in this area, just walking about. There's usually one in a white habit, one in a grey habit. And also a lot of purple lights, green lights again, orbs shooting across. By the way, guys, I forgot to tell you one thing. During World War II, Eisenhower's troops, they all camped in the castle. But some of the troops said that they had actually seen spirits or have paranormal experiences while they were in the castle. So that wraps up the tour. I think you'll have a great night. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
I'm positive you'll see something here tonight, okay? So beware,
All right.
On the basis that Garat has actually been in this location for over 20 years, he's amounted a lot of what people are seeing. So we can actually look at the locations where he believes to be the most active, and we can concentrate in our efforts and try and sort of confirm or disprove what's going on.
Okay, what do we got?
Camera number 2 is in the tapestry room, where the reports of shadows walking back and forth by that fireplace over there. Camera number 4 is in the tapestry bedroom. That's going to capture those light anomalies that were reported up there. Camera number 3 is in the dining room. We've got the main staircase on camera number 1, and lastly, camera number 5 is on the rear staircase, just in case Emily Charlotte should decide to try and escape down the staircase. We've got her on that side as well.
I think you're taking this ghost hunting thing a little too literally, Barry. Let's get the lights out and get to work.
There we are.
There we are. Now, obviously, you know there's the monk is supposed to has been seen wandering around here. Well, there's apparently several monks.
Paul and I headed down to the chapter house, which is basically just a bunch of ruins now. When I was doing some research, one notable monk was Tom. They believe that he may possibly be one of the spirits here.
Father Tom, is it you that wanders these grounds? During the tour, we went all the way around the building and there was nothing. Sound like it was over there.
I swear to God, it was a female and it said, "Help me."
Brandy and I were following up on the reports here at the chapter house. Immediately, we started getting activity. During the tour, we went all the way around the building and there was nothing. Sound like it was over there.
I swear to God, it was a female and it said, "Help me." We both heard a female voice coming from one side of the chapter house. To me, I, without a doubt, heard, "Help me." There's no one here. We have no idea where the voice came from, but Paul was running the mini DV with audio, so hopefully we captured it on that.
EVP session, tapestry room. We're looking for someone to come talk to us. Can you manipulate one of these devices in order to communicate with us? Ashley and I were investigating the tapestry room to follow up on reports of figures, strange lights, and noises. So my name is Rob.
And I'm Ashley.
We'd set up an array of equipment, regular night shot handycam, 2 digital voice recorders, as well as a standard EMF meter. So if you tap near this one, that goes off. Put your hand over this one, that goes off.
Would you come sit at the table with us?
Can you allow one of us to see you?
It's not like a shadow. Like if someone was walking this way.
That's one of the reports in here. There's no one out there.
I swore I saw a shadow walking from right to left. Whenever I think of shadows, I think of, the big dark shadow figures. But what I saw was something more lit up.
So now that you've joined us, if you're here, can you find a way to communicate with us? You have 5 boxes to choose from. Now, which one would you like to use to communicate? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know.
I thought it sounded like I heard like a man's voice, like a deep man's voice. Ashley heard it as well, because it came within 2 feet between us. I think for us to take it a step further and say that that's possibly paranormal would be where analysis comes in and we see if we have anything on the other equipment. All right, EVP session, and...
Lady Emily, are you here with us? Well, now investigating the 2nd floor,
where there have been sightings of Lady Emily Charlotte.
Lady Emily Charlotte, if you're here, can you make yourself known to us?
Is there anyone in here with us that would like to communicate? Hey, Paul, I just heard like a faint moan, and it was a guy's voice. It was definitely a guy's voice, and it was in the corner. I was standing right here, and something was coming from over here.
Okay. Mr. Talbot, was that you making a sound that Scott heard? If that was you, can you do it again for me, please?
Hey, Paul.
What?
You didn't hear that? I just heard that again.
Where?
It's like back. It keeps sounding like it's further back and further back. We decided to track that voice down. We took it all the way to the back. But we could not find anything.
Come, let's move on.
I don't like when they just play around like this.
This entire area is reported to be haunted. Brandy and I investigated at Mary's church. These entire grounds are said to be haunted, but no one makes a trek up here to see if there's any paranormal activity going on here. We want to make sure that we're absolutely thorough and check everything. I throw out a couple of EVP questions. To the monks that worship here, if you believe in God, what's keeping you from moving on?
Do you know the name of the monk that's been seen? Is his name Tom?
Brother Thomas, we need your help. We're trying to record your voice. Come over and join me? Brother Thomas, can you tell me what's going to happen to me? Listen right at the beginning. Can you tell me what's going to happen to me?
Get out.
Paul and I both experienced stuff a little while ago.
Like what?
Heard something. It just sounded like a deep moan, but it sounded like a man. And I heard the same sound again. We went to follow it. It was almost like we were chasing it. Didn't see anything. I brought Barry up to speed as to what was going on here and tried to find an answer for what we experienced earlier.
Could I ask that you come forward and give us a sign that you are here?
Did you hear that?
I heard that. I think that sounded like it was coming from in here. Give us that camera.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody in here? Not here to cause you any trouble. Can you come forward?
Did you hear that? That kind of sounded like a little moaning. There's something in this room.
It was quite remarkable in some of the things that we were experiencing here. Noises coming from all over the room.
But you heard that?
I heard it. Yeah, there's no doubting.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard earlier.
Would you prefer us to leave this area? Okay. Let's leave it for now. Ending EVP session.
While Barry and I were investigating here, we did have similar experiences. Barry? 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 Barry, something just grabbed my leg. Something just grabbed my leg. While Barry and I were investigating here, we did have similar experiences. Barry? 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 Barry, something just grabbed my leg. Something just grabbed my leg.
Was
that you playing around?
Come in through the door.
What's that? I get like chills right now.
This is where I was standing, watching what was going on.
Are you serious?
I swear this is where I was standing.
I was doing an interview when something touched my leg. It felt like almost like 3 fingers. It was unmistakable that I was touched by something. You know what it felt like? It seems like since we came up here, everything has been leading up to something just joking around with us and playing around with us. I wish that they would just come out and let us know what they want or who they are and what exactly they hope to accomplish by getting our attention. But they got our attention.
We are now heading to the chapter house.
I know there's reports of a monk.
There's actually several monks been seen on ground, just walking around. Ash and I decided to investigate the chapter house. These are the ruins.
So I'll keep my eyes peeled for any monks.
Yes, yes.
Whoa. Are we the only ones out here?
Yeah.
Like us?
Why?
It might have been a shadow, but whenever you were walking in and I was walking in, it looked like...
Someone over there?
Yeah. Let me show you. There's no one out here. We walked in, and it looked like someone was like this and went like, I saw their leg come out and just do this. So we chased that down, but we didn't see anyone around. Weird.
That is weird. What is that?
Did you see it?
No, but I heard something. Like as if we were walking on the gravel.
Yeah. Someone walking out here? Paul, I'm hearing stuff as if someone is walking around on gravel or crunching sticks. There's someone out here. I know there is. I was hearing footsteps all over this place. And I've been doing this for quite some time now, and of all the places we've went internationally, I have never had crazy experiences such as the ones I've had tonight.
I just debriefed Ashley on her experience down at the chapter house. I'm going to send her back there with Barry to see if she can capture further evidence that will document the figure that she saw earlier and bring us something that we can bring to the client.
EVP session. Ashley and Barry, chapter house. Brother Thomas, are you here?
When I was out here earlier, I saw someone. Would you be willing to show yourself again?
We demand that you come forward. What the hell was that? You see this archway here? I just seen this mass. It looked like a head pass through the window, and I thought, well, it's coming from someone outside, but of course there is no one outside.
Yeah.
So we went outside to try and mimic where the person was that could do that.
If you're doing anything, I'm not even seeing you.
That was very weird. That one remains a mystery as to what that actually was.
All right, thanks for the effort, everyone, tonight. Good investigation. Let's get packed up. I believe that with the amount of personal experiences, with covering pretty much the entire team this evening, that something has been captured, something's been documented.
We're just about to go into the analysis now of Markham Castle. We're going to be looking to try and capture any supporting evidence of the claims made by other people who were visiting the castle, and of course some of the personal experiences that were GHI as we were investigating the night before.
Hey guys, when we were down at the chapter house, and I asked, what is your name?
Oh, we got a name.
Got it. We got a name.
We have a name, do we?
What is your name?
I can hear something. It certainly sounds like Tom. Something like that,
Tom.
yeah. It's a very short word, yeah, Tom. That's what I'm getting.
There was at one point in time a monk that worked down at the chapter house whose name was Tom.
Good catch, Brandy.
Thank you.
Guys, there's something on the DVR I want to show you from camera 4. It was up in the tapestry bedroom. What we want to do is zoom in on the screen because this happens up here in the top right-hand corner. I find it very strange. It only happens when Rob and Ashley are investigating up there. There it is. Now, it lasts a whole 20 seconds before it completely fades away.
Strange.
It is.
Yeah.
Very strange. So we'll show it to Grant and he can make his decision up. Well, let's push on and see what else is there. Sure.
Hey guys, while you guys were finishing up the tour, I headed down to the chapter house to just take some pictures, you know. It's a really cool place. And something interesting has appeared. Let me know what you think. There's something here. What it is exactly, I'm not sure.
Welcome back to Markham Castle.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
So, what did you find out?
Quite a bit. A lot of times we have a client who says to us, I don't know if I'm going nuts here or if there's some kind of paranormal activity. That's not the case with you. You've been here for over 20 years now, and you brought us in and said, I want to see with your techniques, with your equipment, what you can find out. We go through every piece of audio, every video, because we want to be able to present something to you that you can in turn present to others. And the good thing is we had success there.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm glad it happened.
The first one I want to bring to your attention was Lady Charlotte. There was a question posed to Lady Charlotte.
Lady Charlotte, can you please come forward? I wish to ask you a few questions.
Yeah. It is footsteps, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant. That was really good.
Thank you. Now, Paul and Brandy were investigating outside. They were in the chapter house, asking the general EVP questions, and this name came through that caught their attention.
What is your name? That was Tom, definitely, yeah? That was very clear.
Brandy, our case manager, said that there was a monk who stayed here named Tom.
That's true, yeah.
So the name Tom showing up in the investigation was a nice, interesting connection for us as well.
Yeah.
We took the hike up to St. Mary's Church. You mentioned that the monks had been seen throughout the grounds. We want to play for you the recording that we did play back and listen to right then.
Can you tell me what's going to happen to me?
If you look really close, you can hear, get out.
The message was pretty clear.
Yeah, they wanted him out of there.
Yeah. When you hear this kind of thing, what do you think?
It's a forceful one, you know. It's not like, you know, oh, get out. It's get out.
Yeah.
So you know they don't want you in there.
In the tapestry bedroom, you had told us about lights that were appearing.
Yeah.
High up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Now, we had one of the DVR cameras there. What I want to bring to your attention, and I'll just zoom in a little bit for you.
My God, yeah. Look on there.
These lights appeared up where you had said that they were likely to appear.
What's your take on them, and what do you think?
What's exciting for us is you can see that the light is emanating. It's not reflecting. So this isn't dust. This isn't bugs. Where it's coming from, what it is, we're working on it. All right, now, another place that you've seen quite a few things, Chapter House.
Yeah.
Now, Randy went out to take some pictures.
In the day?
In the day.
Yeah, in the day, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Why don't you just take a look before we point anything out? Anything? Yeah, there you go. We can even zoom in.
Now, it looks to me like something dressed in white, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a habit, like a monk would wear. We've seen similar things exactly where we've actually seen it.
Really?
By the tree. So in the daytime, people have actually passed them and then they've just gone. That's amazing. That's brilliant, that is.
In our opinion, is there paranormal activity taking place? Absolutely. During our investigation, with the amount that we collected, we can't come out and say it's absolutely haunted, but you spent 20 years here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. So for us, this has been a top-notch investigation. It has been a pleasure.
You need to come back again, do another one. I'd love to come back.
To.
Thanks. Okay, thank you. The evidence they presented was absolutely amazing. It proves to me now that what we've heard actually does happen, and we've got it documented as well. I don't think anybody could have done that.
The place was absolutely epic, and then you combine that with the full spectrum photography, the DVR system, the low-lux cameras. These are the kind of things that took what previously for him were personal experiences and made it evidence. Look, I think there's a lot more here to document.
Well, we have an open invitation to come back, and I know that certainly from my perspective, I will be back here.
All right, everyone, we're coming up on Colnbrook, England. Home to one of the oldest pubs in England. So it should be quite an investigation. Brandy's gonna give us all the details.
We're actually headed to the inspiration for the story of Sweeney Todd. Now, Sweeney Todd would lure wealthy men into his barbershop, slit their throats. The men would slide out of the chair into the trapdoor and never be seen again. Well, the Ostrich Inn has a similar history with the 17th century owners, Mr. and Mrs. Jarman. The Jarmans were found guilty of 15 counts of murder. Mr. Jarman actually admitted to killing over 60 men.
That's it right there. Scott?
Oh, hello guys, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Yeah,
Rob.
very well, nice to see you, Rob.
This is Barry.
Hi, Barry.
Paul?
Hi, Paul, how are you? Let me come around and see you.
Okay.
I'd like to have Ghost Hunters International here, just to clear up really what is happening in this building. Ever since I've been here, the building's always been very warm and friendly. The last thing I want is all my customers kind of getting scared to pieces, which apparently has happened in the past. Welcome to the Ostrich Inn. This is one of the oldest pubs in the UK. It's been here for over 900 years. King John has stopped here on his way to sign the Magna Carta, and also it is the basis for the famous story Sweeney Todd. There's been over 60 murders committed here by one of our infamous landlords, and I'd like you to help me out and clear up a few riddles.
We're here to help. If you could kind of take us around, show us where the stories are occurring, where the activity is, we'll take it from there.
So yeah, sounds good. Okay guys, let's head over this way. Oh guys, this is the infamous Blue Room, the room where the former landlord, Jarman, in the 17th century committed all the murders. And what would happen is the rich travellers would come into the inn with all their money and wealth on them. Jarman would get them drunk down in the bar, and he'd bring them up to this Blue Room, wait till they're fallen asleep, and then the whole four-poster bed, the bottom would open up into a giant trapdoor, which looks like this. And the victim would drop down into a vat of boiling oil. Apparently, he murdered over 60 people in this way.
Scott, now what's underneath, the room underneath now?
It's now part of our kitchen. Also something else, this is where I had my experience. I was coming up here late at night. I walked in here and suddenly the whole temperature in the room dropped. And then I had this horrible feeling there was somebody else in the room. And then it was my whole mood and persona change. It was like somebody had poured a bucket of depression over me. I suddenly went from being in a good mood to feeling almost suicidal. As soon as I went back out and downstairs, kind of I went back to normal.
Sounds like a really intense experience.
It's not only me, every member of staff who works for me and won't dare ever come in here. It's known as the Blue Room. All my staff and everybody call it the Scary Room. This room is infamous for having lots of different things happen. Customers have felt like they're being strangled.
I have experienced an intense feeling of somebody around you. Or not quite holding you, but almost as though they're preventing you from walking away. That's happened to me on more than one occasion.
One of the stories I've heard is the apparition of Thomas Cole, the last victim of Jarman, has been seen many times in this corner over here.
Now, how were they able to identify him as being Thomas Cole?
From all the different sightings and the stories I've been told by other people, that's who it's presumed to be.
How do they describe him?
Different things. Starting off from just a misty shadow, all the way up to seeing a full-clothed 16th century guy.
Shall we head on?
Yeah, sounds good. I want to take you up to the management flat. Lots of previous managers have had strange experiences in here.
We'd gone to bed one night. We were asleep, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, what is that noise? I thought someone's having a staff party, so I ran into the pub. There was nothing. There was no one in the pub. Don't know what it was, don't know who it was. Couldn't explain it.
And also, the other side of this wall is the Blue Room, and apparently the spirit of a Victorian lady's been seen wandering around, and also other apparitions as well.
I lay down in bed, and I looked in the corner. I saw the figure of the grey lady. So I thought to myself, well, that can't be real. So I closed my eyes, opened them again, she was still there. You know, I was quite scared. So in the end, I just closed my eyes and just went to sleep.
Sweeney Todd was actually based on the 60-plus murders that took place here. So if anything has a formula for possible paranormal activity, this could be it. All right, cameras look good. Barry, let's get a rundown on what we're looking at here.
Okay, camera number 1 is in the dining area here, towards that side of the room. Camera number 2 is in the bar, and also camera number 3, 4, and also 5 on the other side of this area here. So if there's anything that should move, this is going to pick it up.
We got a full table here, a lot of equipment. Let's make sure we're using as much as we can. So let's get the lights on and get to work.
Okay.
All right. All right. The Blue Room, or as they refer to it, the Scary Room. Why don't we do some EVP work?
If there is anybody in this room with us right now, can you please make yourself known to us? Mr. Jarman, are you in here with us? If you're one of the victims, one of the people that were killed, can you please make yourself known to us?
What the hell is that? Was that coming from the attic?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get up there.
See who's wandering around up there. We heard some noises coming from the attic, so Paul volunteered to hop up there, set up some equipment. We had a video camera documenting, as well as an audio recorder to try and catch those sounds that we were hearing from underneath.
Come on, come forward. If you're up here.
Who's up in the attic? What's your name? Mr. Jarman. Where are you? Where are you at?
Whoa, what's that?
You hear that?
Yeah, man.
That's at the back of the attic.
Sounds like a footstep. Like someone just walked a bit toward me.
Who's up in the attic? What's your name?
Whoa, what's that?
You hear that?
Yeah, man. Sounds like a footstep. Like someone just walked a bit toward me. Rob and I actually started our investigation in the Blue Room. We were hearing sounds that were coming from the attic space. What the hell is going on up here?
If there's anyone up there, we need you to come towards us.
Mr. Jarman, I want you to know that I'm disgusted by what you did. So I don't see anybody, like, you know, anybody up here.
All right, is everything recording?
Yeah, things are recorded.
Come on down. Paul had heard some footsteps near him while he was up in the attic. So if this thing is walking away from him, we want to give it some space. Leave all the equipment running and even leave the room so that if something might be now curious, sees that we're gone and comes forward.
Okay, EVP session end.
Supposedly, to the right of this fireplace, it's been known to get temperature fluctuations and just really bad feelings, eerie feelings.
Is that a working fireplace? Yeah, it is.
Is it pretty hot?
Yeah. This is kind of interesting. This one seat is pretty hot.
Holy crap. That's the only seat that's hot. Scott and I were investigating the downstairs bar area. We actually came across a huge heat signature, which looked like someone was sitting in the chair right in front of us.
Why is this? I don't get it. It's perfectly outlined.
Is there anything, like, right there that would be causing?
No.
Hold on just a second. Could you go back to that wall? Because...
It's a freaking heater. It is.
Wow, we look dumb.
I don't look dumb, I just started.
The angle that we had the thermal camera pointed at, it made it look like a shape of a chair, so whenever we got closer to it, it was definitely the heater.
So this is actually Scott's flat?
Yeah. That one, Scott's bedroom, and he's not there. I hear the clock.
Yeah.
There's something else that I'm hearing, and I can't put my finger on it. It's like a murmur. It sounds like it's coming from that bedroom.
Barry was actually hearing what was like a very bassy voice.
Have a check in that room. See if there's anyone there.
Just to make sure.
There was noises which were emanating from that room, and I asked Paul to have a look to see if everything was okay. But somebody is in there.
I saw a foot. That's as far as I looked. Obviously, it comes with something of a surprise. I mean, you go to look in a room and find someone's actually asleep in there, you're like, ooh. We're under the assumption that we actually had the entire building to ourselves and we weren't expecting someone to be there.
Paul, just open the door and see if everyone's out of the flat. Hopefully he's not naked.
heck?
On further investigation, we discovered that any trace of that particular foot, person, or entity that remained in the bed is now gone.
So immediately he's like, okay, then I think we need to set up a camera in that room.
And you're sure it was a foot you see it?
No, I'm sure I saw a foot in the bed. That's why I was like, I put my head in, I was like, that's it. No.
So who owns the mysterious foot in the bed of the apartment? We don't know yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Grand.
Okay. So we got the upstairs dining hall. Full-bodied apparitions, myths, running the gambit in here. Paul and I wanted to explore the reports of full-bodied apparitions in the second-floor dining room. All right, so we should be able to see if there's anything moving in here breaking the beams. Paul and I used the laser scope to see if anything might break the beams.
EVP session, Paul and Rob in the dining area.
Mr. Garman, you might be quite proud of yourself, and I'm going to tell you why. Your crimes, your murders, have inspired books, plays, movies. The fact that you're a dirtbag criminal, that you're a piece of crap.
The hell? Nothing. If anybody had been out here, we would have seen him.
As we started doing a little mild provoking, there was loud sounds from the hallway. We'd moved to the hallway, it was empty.
The EMF in here is 0.5. 0.1. 3, 3.5, 3.6.
8.
You got 8?
8.8? That's a significant drop. From 8.0, this thing's all over the charts. EMF fluctuated in a way that I've never seen before.
This is crazy. It goes 0.0, nothing at all.
So we can't say something like that is paranormal, but strange, absolutely. All right, sun's coming up, so let's get to Central Command and pack it up. One of the biggest things that you can find during a paranormal investigation is a full-bodied apparition. So even though only a foot was witnessed, that's incredible. And the potential for huge evidence, now I'm real excited to go back and really find out what we found.
We're about to go into analysis now for the ostrich inn. There was a lot of things that were going on, so we want to try and see if we can gather any information or evidence and anything that may have been going on in a paranormal nature.
Okay, Barry. After the apartment scene with you guys in the weird bed instance, nothing on any of those pictures. Nothing on audio.
I guess he was upset that we kicked him out of his bed.
Might have been. Okay. Yeah. Let's trundle on, see what we've got. Folks, I just happened to be cross-referencing the cameras and what else was going on in the ostrich inn. And I have something very interesting I want to share.
So how you been, Scott?
Yeah, I've been very well. It's nice to see you.
So the first thing that we do is we're looking for the alternative explanations. How could this be something other than a ghost?
So one of the reports were unusual balls of light that were appearing from the fireplace. So what we were able to discover from analysis was that something appeared on the DVR system we want to show you. As a vehicle passes the building, the lights from the vehicles were just being reflected back into the building and catching people's eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're kind of sitting down enjoying a meal, you're not paying attention to the traffic going past, so it could explain why people have kind of been seeing these balls of lights or reflections of lights as such.
We want to check the EMF levels because there's a belief that high EMF can cause people to believe there's something near them, give them strange feelings. Paul and I had 2 EMF meters actually within this room. What we would expect is pretty subtle changes, from 0 to 0.1. Now, that's not the kind of changes we're talking about here. I'm talking 0.0 to 9.0, which is a pretty significant fluctuation. We did look around for a possible source of the EMF, but we couldn't find anything.
Okay.
Is it possible that someone was using the guest room of your apartment during the night of our investigation?
Absolutely not. It's only me in the apartment, and we were both off the...
And sees a foot in one of the beds. They run the camera, put it on a tripod, so when we watch that happens.
It's an explanation or not, but my bedroom is probably the nearest room to the blue room, or the room where all the murder committed, and people don't know whether that has anything to do with it. Based on your investigation, to leave the
to fit paranormal activity here, then we could say, yes, it's haunted. But unfortunately, we're going to have to leave somewhere in the middle. But with over 900 years of history, I'm sure that these stories are going to keep coming and that the evidence may start to really accumulate here.
Thank you very much for coming to the Ostrich and investigating some of the things that have been going on here.
All right, thanks, Scott.
No problems.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We head out.
I'd like to move across the other side of the building now. I'm a bit dubious about who was in the bedroom that night, so it is a little bit strange. The only good news is it wasn't my room. It's the chef. He might have a new sleeping partner.
It's not unheralded to have reports of paranormal activity in there.
It is unusual that a ghost would be in bed with its foot hanging out from the duvet.
I'm of the opinion that this is something non-paranormal. But we searched that apartment thoroughly. But I think that Scott's going to be looking around, checking under the covers a lot more than he used to. More adventures await.
Here we go.